Okay, folks, if you've been paying attention to my channel, you know that I've been predicting that Donald Trump is going to get his head wound on August 4th in Ohio, and he survives this head wound. And by the way, August 4th is Obama's birthday, and it's the 216th day of the year. And if you've been watching my videos, you know that George Washington is where it all started from, #1 president. George Washington to the next George, who was the 41st president. So if you were to count the numbers I'm showing you here, look what it adds up to. 216. And it stops on Trump. You see that? So you start from George Washington, the first George, to the next George. Okay? And I've explained why these numbers are so important, okay? And look what it equals, 216. And I just told you August 4th is the 216th day of the year, and that's the day Trump gets his head wound. And you know Elvis is the Antichrist and Trump is his devil, twin replacement, okay? Because Elvis's real twin died at birth, his identical twin. And if you want an individual breakdown of every letter and every name, here it is. But just a total of Elvis Aaron Presley equals 216. And if you were to write the, one for George Washington, then, like I said, George Bush Sr. is 41, President 42, 43, 44, and 45, the Trump right there. Look what you get. It's 704, okay? And why is this important? Because 704 means God, okay? Look, G is the 7th letter, and the O can be a crown, it can be the 15th letter of the alphabet, or it can be a 0, a nothing, okay? And D is the 4th letter, so 704 could be the word God. And of course, Biden plays a part in this charade, that's why he was chosen. He's the 46th president, right? Which connects to JFK, who died at the age of 46, okay? Because every number has to connect to each other, okay? JFK is the one who got the head wound. So if you were to add Joe Biden to those numbers earlier I showed you, which equal 216 up to 45, Trump's number, it equaled 216 up to here. And now if you add Biden, the 46 number, look what you get. Look at that. 8-4 with a crown. See? Because I told you Trump's going to get it on 8-4. So you got 8-4 with a crown. You see? On August 4th, he gets a crown. I told you. And JFK, he was born on May 29th. And May 29th is the 149th day of the year, which leaves 216 days remaining. So that means that May 29th is the backwards of August 4th, excuse me. August 4th is the 216th day of the year, which leaves 149 days in the year. And the 149th day of the year is May 29th. So August 4th, the day I'm telling you Trump gets his head wound, is the backwards date of May 29th. The guy who got the head wound. JFK. And I told you everything's about the crown, the triple crown. If you've been watching my videos about how horse racing plays a part, because it's about the triple crown. And before I show you the equation, that it's the 15th letter of the alphabet, right? So it's 15, 30, 45. Do you get it? Trump was the 45th president, and if you saw those numbers earlier where I showed you, it stopped at 216. Anyway, because that's the August 4th, the 216th day of the year. Anyway, it's 15, 15, 15. That's 45, which is the triple crown. Or you can break down because O is the 15th letter, you can break it down 1 plus 5 equals 6. So it could be 6, 6, 6 also when you reduce the number 15. Anyway, so when you put a crown on these three, because it's the triple crown, and you put a crown on Elvis, Aaron Presley, Donald John Trump, and Barack Hussein Obama, look what you get. Okay, I've shown this before, but it's important that I show you again. So again, you have the 840 right here. Okay, 8-4 with a crown, because I told you Trump's going to get his crown. And look at this, you get 1122 on the back right here. And 1122 is the day that JFK was assassinated, who got the head wound. You see, 8-4 with a crown, that's Trump. He's going to get his head wound, and you get the 1122. And 8-4 is Obama's birthday, the day Trump gets his head wound, and you have JFK's assassination date. And like I said, Obama was born on August 4th. And from Obama's birthday, the day he's born, the exact day he's born and year, to the exact day and year that JFK was assassinated, it's 840 days. Can you believe what I'm showing you? Which I showed just recently. Like I said, it's very important that you understand what I'm showing you. So from Obama's birthday, the exact day he's born, to JFK's assassination date, exact day, it's 840. And I just showed you that 840, with this equation, it's 840 with JFK's assassination date behind, connecting with these three in the Triple Crown. Do you get it? 840 days from August 4th up to November 22nd, but not counting that day, but up to that day. The day JFK was assassinated. And you know Trump, he was born in 1946. In 1946, it equals 222. And it's only one other year that equals 222 in the 1900s, and that's 1998. So 1946 is one of the very few, and that's when Trump was born. It equals 222, because I told you he's going to get his head wound in 222. And George Washington, you know, they celebrate his birthday on 222, and he's been dead for 222 years. Okay? And from Washington's birthday, 222, up to August 4th, look, 529 days you can make. You know, if you just go forward 529 days, it lands on August 4th from Washington's birthday. The reason I'm showing you that is because JFK, his birthday is 529. You see, the guy who got the head wound. And August 4th's backwards birthday is 529. You know what I'm trying to show you? Even it's connected to the 222. That's why I'm showing you that. August 4th, 2022, 222 is the backwards of 529. You get what I'm saying? It's all about the JFK's head wound. I mean, the JFK. And also, if you go from the first of the year forward 529 days, it lands on Trump's birthday, June 14th, you see? Not counting that day, but up to that day. So even he's connected to the 529, which is JFK's birthday, which is the backwards date of August 4th, okay? And look, you know, Elvis, he was born in 1935. And remember earlier I showed you that his full name equaled 216. Look at this. The year Elvis was born, it equals 216. These are the prime numbers. The 19th prime number is 67. The 35th prime number is 149. Equals 216. And you know that JFK was the 35th president. And he's born on the 149th day of the year, JFK. You see that? JFK was the 35th president, born on the 149th day of the year, which is 529. You see? Everything's connected. Anyway, back to August 4th. August 4th is the 216th day of the year. 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. Trump's birthday is 6/14. 6 times 14 equals 84. And I told you Trump is looking for the crown on the 45, the O45 crown. And why am I saying that? Because if you put an O on the end of this, it would be 450. Because he's the 45th president, right? And I told you August 4th is when he gets his crown. Interestingly enough, I'm going to show you why the 450 is important in a minute. But you know, George Washington, he became a master mason, the highest rank in Freemasonry, August 4th, 1753. You see, August 4th, he became a master mason. Anyway, back to this. Like I said, you put a crown on the 45 right here. You put 450. I'm getting to the point about the 450. Sorry, I keep forgetting I have to show something. So George Washington had two birthdays, February 11th and February 22nd. Okay, they changed it from February 11th to February 22nd. And if you put those two dates into the gematria calculator, February 11th and February 22nd, it equals 450. You see that? 4-5 with a crown, the 450. Which I just showed you with this, right? 450. And remember, August 4th is the 216th day of the year. So when Trump gets his 45 crown, 450, on August 4th, the 216th day of the year, what do you get? 666. You see? You see what I'm saying? And I told you Trump's going to get his head wound on August 4th, 2022. And, you know, Obama was born in 1961. So you don't need to put August 4th twice because it's the same date, August 4th, 1961. And just add the 2022 when Trump gets his head wound on August 4th. Look what it equals. 666. You see? You think these are coincidences? You're nuts. Anyway, I showed a couple of these things in the other videos recently. And on August 4th this year, the day Trump gets his head wound, Obama turns 61 years old. So Trump is 76 years old right now. And on August 4th, the day Trump gets his head wound, Obama turns 61. So this is their age. And the 76th prime number is 383. The 61st prime number is 283. Let's see what that equals. Look at that. 666. Can you believe this? Again, this is something I just showed you recently. And by the way, if you add their ages, it equals 137. 137 is the 33rd prime number. You see? Which is the highest degree of, as far as the numbers in Freemasonry. And you know, August 4th is the 216th day of the year, and on leap year it's the 217th day, which equals 433. And why am I showing you that? Remember that we're talking about August 4th, this equation. And look, the 84th prime number is 433. I mean, can you believe this, man? And check this out. You know, this year is 2022, so 20 plus 22 equals 42. And you know that Elvis died at the age of 42, and Washington's the 42nd state. I told you that's what the Seattle event next year on June 11th. But forget about that right now. So we're talking about Trump getting his head wound on 8/4/2022. 20 plus 22 is equal 42. So if you add the 84 prime number, which is 433, and the 42nd prime number, which is 181, you get 614. And why is that important? Because that's Trump's birthday, 614. You see what I'm saying? Everything connects, folks. And you think it's a coincidence that Trump became president? I mean, he won the presidency in 2016. Again, the 216 with a crown. Because I told you the 0 is a crown. And he became president in 2017. You know, he took office in 2017. And look, 2017 equals 216. You see? Now check out this incredible equation, whatever you call it. So from Vernon Presley, because that's Elvis's dad, and he's the next one after. So you got to understand, it all started from George Washington, and then it went to Vernon Presley. Vernon Presley is the one that created Elvis, okay? Anyway, so and everything is about Elvis. Everything you're seeing. So on April 10th, 1916 is the day Vernon Presley's born to the day Elvis died on August 16th, 1977. Look at this equation. It's 22,408 days up to August 16th. Not including that day, but up to that day. 22,408. And what does that date look like to you? All right, first of all, look. 61 years, 4 months. It's 61 years. And on August 4th, it's going to be 61 years when Trump gets his head wound. Obama's going to be 61 years old. And 614, look at that, 614 is Trump's birthday. And look, it's 146. It's even backwards. It's his birthday, 14/6. Okay, but look, this is what's important. It's the backwards of August 4th, 22 this year. 8/4/22. Trump's going to get his head wound, see? And that is the equation from Elvis's dad's birthday, the day he's born, to the exact day that Elvis died. If you believe in coincidences like this, you're nuts. So if Vernon Presley, his birth was important, so obviously there must be some connection to the August 4th date here. So from the day Vernon Presley died, and by the way, Vernon Presley died at the age of 63, so it's the 6-3, the 3 sixes, you get it. Anyway, so from Vernon Presley's death date to the day Trump's going to get his head wound, look at this. It's 157/45. And why am I showing you this? Watch. So remember, Trump is the 45. So what is the 157? Look at this. From Elvis's birthday, you go forward 157 days. It lands on June 14th. Up to this day, it's 157, not including that day. So from Elvis's birthday, January 8th, you go forward 157 days. You see, I was just showing you the 157 connection, right? To this equation, the 157/45, right? Anyway, so it's 157 days from Elvis's birthday to Trump's birthday. And now let's go backwards from Elvis's birthday, 157 days. Where does it land? Look at that. It lands on August 4th, you see? So from Elvis's birthday backwards 157 days, up to that day, it lands on August 4th, the day Trump's going to get his head wound. Do you understand what I'm showing you? Or do you not get it? From Elvis's birthday to June 14th, it's 157 days. From Elvis's birthday backwards to August 4th is 157 days. It connects to Trump and the Trump head wound. And of course, it's Obama's birthday, right? August 4th. And of course, Elvis, his death has to play a part in this. So from Elvis's death date, August 16, 1977, to the day Trump gets his head wound, August 4, 2022, look, it's 44 years, right? And what's important about this is that Trump is he's the 44th person to become president, but he's actually the 45th person who took office. So it's 44 and 45. He's the 44th person to take office, but he's the 45th actual president. That's what I'm saying. So make sure you can check that out yourself, that he's the 44, 45. But see, here's what's important. I told you that the devil is in the details. So the amount of days in between these two dates is this amount of percentage right there. Look at that. 45 with 2 crowns and then 0.00. So you see that? It's the 45 with the 2 crowns. It's a perfect 4,500 straight across. You see that? Because, Trump and Elvis both get a crown, right? It's the devil twins. Anyway, folks, I left out tons of information and connections. I just tried to make it as simple as possible, but I'm sure it was still hard to follow. But you should watch it again, and you'll see all the connections. Anyway, folks, end of video.